Welcome into Four Verts. I'm Harrison Graham. We got a lot of NFL news to dive into here on a busy Wednesday, so let's go ahead and get into it. Justin Fields is officially out for the Jets in Week 3 as they're down in Tampa playing the Buccaneers this weekend. Tyrod Taylor will get the start for Aaron Glenn's team. Fields, of course, suffered a concussion on Sunday, and they have already ruled him out, which is a little surprising. Typically, for a concussion, there's kind of daily testing, and you would wait until Friday or Saturday before an official ruling. But I will say, in modern day, when you have a concussion, typically you're going to miss at least the next game. It's just tougher to get through the thresholds of tests that you have to pass to return the next week. So I'm not surprised that he's not playing this week. Little surprised he has already been ruled out, though. However, Tyrod Taylor, I think, and have always thought, is one of the better backups in the league. So if you're the Jets and if you're desperate to try and pull off an upset victory against Tampa to get the first win of the year, I mean, turning to Tyrod Taylor isn't a complete disaster. In 2023, when he started 5 games for the Giants, put up respectable numbers that season. Dual threat guy who can run around as well, throws a nice deep ball. So he's a pro's pro. He'll be ready to roll. I'm kind of out on this Jets team. I just don't think they have enough talent to compete. And I said it coming into the year with Justin Fields as the quarterback. You're going to have to run the football effectively and play defense. In Week 1, they ran the football very effectively. Fields even threw the ball pretty well, but the defense wasn't there. Got carved up by Aaron Rodgers. And then in Week 2, Fields did not play well at all as a passer. They didn't run the ball that effectively, and the defense got torched by the Buffalo Bills. I just don't think the defense is where it needs to be for this team to contend this year regardless, but eager to see how Tyrod plays this Sunday. Subscribe to the channel when news drops. We hit you with the video here on Four Verts, the latest NFL news, rumors, trade buzz. As we get closer to the trade deadline, we'll work some trade content in here as well. Of course, we do at least 1, if not 2 or 3 college football videos per week as well on the channel. Lock us in. We got you guys covered. Okay, Jayden Daniels, his status for Week 3 is also in doubt. No official ruling on whether or not he'll play against the Raiders on Sunday, but Dan Quinn did say today that not only will Daniels not practice today, the earliest he would practice would be Friday. He's dealing with the sprained knee right now, and Mike Garafolo, kind of just putting dots together, says that looking like Marcus Mariota's first start since 2022 with the Falcons. Excuse me. But the Commanders aren't closing the door on Jayden just yet. And remember this with Mariota. He didn't start any games last year with Washington, but he finished a couple games. Jayden cracked his ribs in a game. He played most of the game. I want to say it was against Carolina, played really well. And then in Week 18, Jayden Daniels started against Dallas, but only played like a quarter or a half, and Mariota led them to a win over the Cowboys. So they're confident with him. He's played well in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, so keep that in mind here. Now, just for a big picture note, I thought Mina of ESPN made a good point today on Get Up, I believe it was. She said, through the first 2 weeks of the season, he leads all quarterbacks in QB contact. Talking about Jayden Daniels, he led all quarterbacks in QB contact last year. It's just not sustainable, and she was talking about with his frame, and that was an issue for me coming out. LSU, he took way too many big hits. He's not a built guy. I know he's added a little weight, but he's a wiry player. He's 6'4", 200 maybe. I mean, he's not built at all. And unlike Lamar does a good job of not taking a lot of big hits. Doesn't mean he doesn't take any, but Jayden doesn't like to slide. Has taken a lot of hits as a scrambler. That's long term. That's something to keep an eye on for Washington. You don't want to have the RG3 flashbacks. I'm not saying this is that, but I think if you're the Commanders, you go cautious here. I don't think you play him this week. Hell, if he needs 2 weeks, give him 2 weeks. You got to be thinking both short and long term here. Marcus Mariota against the Raiders, I think he gives you a chance to win. So I would be surprised if Jayden Daniels played in this football game on Sunday. Today's show is brought to you by PrizePicks, the best daily fantasy sports app in North America. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Football's back, and it's better than ever, and I'm firing off PrizePicks lineups every single week. It's very easy to play PrizePicks. You just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups, If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. PrizePicks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I've got a 3-player lineup right now for this week, including the max discount play of Patrick Mahomes, more than half a passing yard. I've added 2 players to make this a 3-player lineup. Both Caleb Williams and Dak Prescott to hit the more on their passing yardage. 218.5 for Caleb, 250.5 for Dak. Bears, Cowboys playing each other. Those secondaries are really struggling, so I like both those quarterbacks to have a big day. $20 entry to win $105 right there. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Okay, Khalil Mack has avoided a major injury. That did not look good last night, or 2 nights ago on Monday Night Football, for the veteran edge rusher for the Chargers. He was in a sling in the second half, but he is not going to miss the season. Ian Rappaport had the note this morning saying that he did suffer a dislocated elbow, but he is expected to be back in a few weeks per him and Garofalo. Not season-ending. Good news for the Chargers, as Mack has looked like his usual self. I would think short-term IR could certainly be on the table here, which is a minimum of 4 games. If he's going to miss at least like 3, you might as well shelve him for 4. And really, when that injury occurred, the only thought I had was, if you're the Chargers with how they've looked so far, clearly they're going to be in the mix. It's just like, can he be back for the stretch run? And it sounds like he'll be back even sooner than then, sometime maybe in October or November at the latest. So short-term IR, certainly a possibility, but this Chargers team playing really good football right now. Khalil Mack, part of a stingy defense that Jesse Minter's trotting out there every week. So good news for LA that they did not lose one of their better players and obviously leaders of this football team. Okay, back to the Commanders. They have signed a different pass rusher, not Khalil Mack, obviously. That would be Preston Smith. Tom Pelissero had the news this morning that Smith will return to Washington. He was a second-round pick for Washington back in 2015 before going to Green Bay. Obviously, last year got traded to the Steelers midway through the year as well. 70.5 career sacks. Had his least productive year in terms of sacks last year. When he went to Pittsburgh, he was kind of like their last edge rusher, so it was kind of a luxury addition by Pittsburgh. I think they just gave up like a 7th to get him. But in the 3 years prior, he's still 8 sacks each year. So I don't know what he'll provide in terms of raw numbers, but I liked it when the Commanders added Von Miller in training camp. Now you add Preston Smith. If one of those 2 guys can be productive on a week-to-week basis, I think that is a win because that pass rush is lacking. Dietrich Wise just got hurt as well. I still don't love that unit, but they've at least been proactive in adding a couple of veterans, one right before the season end, obviously now Preston Smith before week 3. So definitely a fan of that move. I assume that's a vet minimum deal, so it doesn't cost you anything to get a guy that could be a little productive for you, which can never hurt. Are the Commanders a playoff team this year? They always felt like a prime regression team. They haven't looked great so far. They beat the Giants in kind of a funky game, and then they got smoked by Green Bay. Do you guys think they're a playoff team? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think they'll be in the wild card mix, but I do not envision them winning the NFC East. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of For Verts. More content to come here on the channel, so don't forget to subscribe. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon.